Hello students, let us discuss our new topic biomolecules. So let us see the introduction first of all. So generally biomolecules. So let us see what is biomolecules. So biomolecules means what here? The living system we call it as bio. Okay. So means what here? The living system whatever it is growing, they will reproduce itself. So coming to here, generally the living bodies we call it as what here, the living bodies built up, which are built up with biomolecules. Okay, so we can say living organism, we are having sequence also. So what we can say here, living bodies are built up with biomolecules. Okay, so and also what is the sequence order we are having? The living organisms, what are the things it is relating? First of all, we are having biomolecules. Next one, it will form organelles. Next one will change into cells. Next one is change into tissues. Next one is change into organs. Next one is change into living organisms. How the biomolecules are changing into living organisms? So it is having a sequence order. What is that organ or sequence? So here first we are taking biomolecules. It is changed into organelles. Then after it is changed into cells, tissues, organs and living organisms. So here some important biomolecules are carbohydrates. Okay, so what are the important? Some important biomolecules are carbohydrates, next one proteins, nucleic acids, enzymes, lipids, vitamins and hormones. So these are the important biomolecules. So what are the biomolecules we are going to discuss here? In biomolecules we are going to discuss here is carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, enzymes, hormones, lipids, vitamins. Okay, so coming to here, generally carbohydrates. So our first topic is we are going to discuss here is about carbohydrate. So okay, so carbohydrate. So what is carbohydrate here? So generally carbohydrates are produced by plants and also large group of organic compounds. So generally we say that carbohydrate consists of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Okay. So as we are saying this is consisting of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So it is a wrong definition we can say. So means what here? Carbohydrates considered as hydrates of carbon. So it is having general formula CnH2O(m). Okay, so means what here? They should have to occupy the formulas. So what we can say? Carbohydrates. So according to this, what we can say? Carbohydrates are, carbohydrates means what here? Carbohydrates is nothing but carbohydrates are generally considered as hydrates of carbon which is shown by general formula CxH2O Why? If you keep 1 here, the H2O will also be how much here? 1. Means what? HCHO we are going to get. Okay. So these are hydrates. Okay. So from this formula the carbohydrates are derived. So these are polyhydroxy, optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde. So this will not be considered. Some may follow this formula, some may not follow this formula. So then what is the general definition of the carbohydrates? So the general definition of the carbohydrate is nothing but here. So carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxy aldehydes or polyhydroxy ketones on hydrolysis we call it as carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? These are optically active compounds we can say, which are known as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones on hydrolysis. Means when you do hydrolysis of aldehydes and ketones, so generally we are going to get a carbohydrate. So generally we are having, most of them are similar in taste and they are also known as saccharides. Okay, in Latin words, sugar is nothing but what here? Saccharides we are going to say. Okay, so we are having carbohydrates are generally polyhydroxyaldehydes and ketones we are saying. So here what we can say here, which are sweet in taste, that one we call it as sugar. So the most common name we call it as what here? Saccharides. So sweet in taste we call it as what here? We call it as sugar. That one in Latin word we call it as what here? Saccharides. In Greek words we call it as saccharides. Okay, so in our homes generally we are using the sugar is what here? Sucrose. So the sugar what we use, that one we call it as sucrose in our home. And also in sucrose what happens? The sugar is present. And coming to here, milk. Milk means what is the carbohydrate we are having? Lactose. Okay, so generally by this what we can say means carbohydrates are saccharides we are going to say. Saccharone means what here? Sugar is a saccharone. Okay, so which consists of polyhydroxyaldehydes and polyhydroxy ketones. So these are classified into different types. These classified into different types. So based upon their functional group they divided, and also based upon their taste they have divided, based upon their products. So now let us see about classification of carbohydrates. So let us discuss about classification of carbohydrates. So let us see first one. The first one is monosaccharides. So based upon saccharides we are dividing. So what is the first one? The first one is monosaccharide. So monosaccharide is nothing but what here? The monosaccharide is nothing but they do not break the bond during hydrolysis. Means what? They cannot undergo hydrolysis. Only 20 monosaccharides are occur in nature. That is common examples are what here? Glucose, fructose, ribose we can say. What we can say? Monosaccharide means what? Only one type of saccharide is formed. That one we call it as monosaccharide, which does not undergo hydrolysis. Means what here? Carbohydrate does not undergo hydrolysis. We call it as monosaccharides. Okay, so examples we can take for this is glucose. When you break the glucose on hydrolysis, so they do not form, and also fructose, this is also not form, and also ribose, so these are the, and also galactose, so these are the examples which do not form when you break the hydrolysis. Okay, so next one, let us see about disaccharides. So disaccharides is means what here, when you do hydrolysis it will give what, two monosaccharides. They give two monosaccharides, we call it as disaccharides, which will give, they give two saccharides, we call it as what, when you do hydrolysis they give two saccharides, two monosaccharides, that one we call it as disaccharides. So here example we can take what, maltose, lactose, sucrose. Okay, so and coming to oligosaccharides, next one what we are having, oligosaccharides. So oligosaccharides is nothing but what here, oligosaccharides is nothing but when you do hydrolysis they contain almost 2 to 10 monosaccharide units, that one we call it as oligosaccharides. They are classified as disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides depending upon the number of monosaccharides how it is forming on hydrolysis. Okay, so what we can say, they give 2 to 10 monosaccharide units, we call it as oligosaccharides. So what are the examples we can take here for this, raffinose, when you do hydrolysis they can give 3 saccharides, 4 saccharides, 5 saccharides. If they give 3 saccharides, trisaccharides, 4 saccharides they can give, like that they can give tetrasaccharides. Okay, so means what here, different types they will be giving. So here for these examples we can take maltose, lactose, sucrose, and also raffinose also we can take. So next one we are having polysaccharides. Next one what we can have, polysaccharides. So polysaccharides is nothing but what here, polysaccharides is nothing but here which will form, means what here, which will give large number of monosaccharide units, we call it as what here, polysaccharide. Means they can say, we can say they give more than 10 monosaccharides on hydrolysis. What we can say, they give more than 10 monosaccharides on hydrolysis, we call it as what here, polysaccharides. Okay, so here we can take examples of cellulose, we can take, and also we can take example of glycogen, dextrine, starch. So these all will come under the polysaccharides. Why? Because they will give, some of them give 10, some of them give 11, 12, 16, 22, 100, thousands, that those type of also they can give. So these type of things we call it as polysaccharides. What this is based upon the products. Okay, number of during hydrolysis we are discussing here. So what we have got, monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. They are divided into 3 types. There is mono, oligo, poly. Mono is nothing but which does not undergo hydrolysis, we call it as monosaccharides. So which will undergo hydrolysis, they give almost 3 to 10 monosaccharide units, that one we call it as oligosaccharides. They may give disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, deca. So these many saccharides they can give. If they contain more than 10, that one we call it as what here, polysaccharides on hydrolysis. So example we can take starch, cellulose, glycogen, dextrin. So these are the examples. Okay, so if you take functional group, so means what here, if you are taking monosaccharides, so monosaccharides are generally classified into, so means we can say they can be classified into based on the number of carbon atom and the functional group present in them. Okay, so they may contain, if they contain aldehyde group, that one we call it as aldose. If they contain ketone group, that one we call it as ketose. Okay, so what we can say, based upon their functional group, the monosaccharides are classified. So on the basis of carbon atom and the functional group, so it is divided into, so what we can say, if monosaccharid contains if monosaccharides contain an aldehyde group, we call it as aldose. If ketone group contains, we call it as here ketose. Okay, so now let us see carbon atoms. General term, aldehyde and ketone. Okay, if suppose there is a 3 carbon atoms in carbohydrate, that one we call it as general term is triose. So we can say aldotriose and ketotriose. Okay, if they contain 4 carbon atoms, we call it as tetrose, aldotetrose, ketotetrose. If they contain 5 carbon atoms, we say it as pentose. So that one consists of aldopentose, ketopentose. If they contain 6, 7 also. The carbon, so these are the carbon atoms we are discussing here. In the carbon, if there is a 6 C6, so that one we call it as hexose. This one we call it as heptose, aldohexose, sorry, and aldoheptose. This is ketohexose, ketoheptose. Okay, so these are the carbon atoms based upon their carbon atoms. Okay, so means what here, if they are containing carbon atoms 3, 4, 5, they can be on aldehydes, they can be on ketones also. So like that, based upon their carbon atoms, we can give the names ketose like that. Okay, so this is about glucose and galactose are aldohexoses, but fructose is a ketohexose. So what we can say here, for example, if you take glucose and galactose. Galactose are what we can say here, aldohexoses, but fructose, what we can say, fructose is a ketohexose. Why? Because it contain ketone group, these two contain aldehyde functional group. Okay, so based upon the taste, we can divide into different sugars and non-sugars. So this is also based upon the taste. Based upon the taste, what we can say, they divided into sugars and non-sugars. Sugars and non-sugars. So here mono and oligosaccharides are called sugars. Why? Because they are sweet in taste. So all sugars are how they look like, crystalline solids and soluble in water, we can say. But coming to polysaccharides are non-sugars, they are tasteless. Why? Because they are amorphous solids and insoluble in water. So coming to sugars, what we can say here, mono and oligosaccharides are called what? Sugars. Why? Because they are in sweet taste. So means what here we can say crystalline solids and soluble in water. Oligosaccharides and monosaccharides. Coming to polysaccharides, we can say these are non-sugars, tasteless we can say. So these are amorphous solids. Amorphous solids and insoluble in water we can say. Okay, so this is about sugar, based upon the sugars, and also these are classified into reducing sugars, non-reducing sugars. So based upon their Fehling solution and Tollens reagent. So which will give Fehling solution and Tollens reagent? That one we call it as reducing sugars. Okay, so what we can say, based on ability of reducing and non-reducing sugars we can say. Okay, so first what we can say, which will give Fehling and Tollens reagent, that one we call it as what here? Reducing sugars. So what we can say here, glucose, fructose, maltose. So this one we call it as what here? Reducing sugars. Why we say these are reducing sugar? Why? Because they will give Tollens and Fehling solution. Okay, coming to here, if you take non-reducing sugars, so non-reducing sugars is nothing but what here? Sucrose. Sucrose, if you take non-reducing sugar, so which will not give what here? Not reduce Tollens and Fehling solution, we call it as what? Non-reducing sugars. So here all monosaccharides, what you are taking, that one reducing sugars, disaccharides, some of the disaccharides, example maltose and galactose are also reducing sugars. So disaccharides like sucrose and polysaccharides, so we can say sucrose and polysaccharides are non-reducing sugars we can say. Why? Because they do not reduce the Tollens and Fehling solution. Okay, so here we are having generally monosaccharides. Coming to monosaccharides, the simplest monosaccharide is glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone. Why? Because it will form aldol triose. Glyceraldehyde, dihydroxyacetone is ketotrioxane. Okay, these are having functional isomers also. So this is nothing but carbohydrates introduction. So in the next class we can discuss about the structure of glucose. Thank you.